If you want to see me use the Norvina Volume 1 for the first time, then stick around. Hi there, it's Hélène, and yes, I have this palette to show you. You may have seen it in previous videos, kind of hanging around, and it has a story. This palette came to me by accident. That one actually, and another palette, came to me by accident. I had no intentions of getting it whatsoever. For me, $79 for 25 shadows. It's a huge palette. It just feels overwhelming to a certain extent. And I did contact Anastasia Beverly Hills. I did let them know that I got 2 items that should not have been included in my order. I actually think I got the wrong order. And they basically told me, consider it a gift. We goofed up. We don't want to pay for shipping to have it sent back. And keep it and enjoy. All right then. And if you're curious to know what the second one was, it was the Moonchild highlighter palette, which I have swatched already on this channel. So let's dig right into this one and see what is inside. I have obviously a bare face today, and I'm going to do something that I've only done once before, which is I am going to do a look before swatching the whole palette. I don't normally do that, but it was fun last time. It was scary, but it was fun last time, and I want to do the same again. So I'm going to open up the box. I did check it, actually checked it when I first got it by accident to make sure that it wasn't damaged before I mentioned to ABH that I had it, because I thought they would ask. But anyway, here is the inside. I'll just take the plastic away. It has a huge mirror, hello, and 25 eyeshadows. There we go. I think you can see those better that way. Okay, so if we take a look, a lot of purples makes sense. It's a purple palette, and it's the first one Norvina released, or the Norvina brand released. And as I look at it, I enjoy the color story for the reasons that there are purples and pinks and yellows, and those are really in my wheelhouse. But given how many looks I've done with purples because of the ultraviolet and a few other, some quads had purples that I was using, I am going to stay away from purples today. And I think I'm going to go with yellows and yellow orangey brown, I think is what I'm going to go with today, which is unusual for me. I don't often do that, but I think that there are some good. There's yellow up here, there are a few browns, yellow and orange and peach down here. So I think that that's what I'm going to do. Just something different. It's nice to change it up. And hopefully you like the look. Now I'm going to just do a little pause here again with the palette. And they're very easily organized. From the top row is A, the bottom row is E, and they're 1 to 5 across. So E1, E2, that kind of thing. If there is a specific look that you're hoping to see me provide you with this palette, let me know with that color scheme. And there are pictures of this palette all over the place. You can definitely take a look at the grid wherever you like. And yeah, let's get into this look. So brownish, green, peachy orange. We'll see where we go. Given I don't know these colors too much, I'm going to go middle of the road here. I'm going to go with E3, which is kind of a mustardy yellow. Just putting a little bit on the brush, and it is relatively powdery. I'm just barely tapping in. And let's see what happens. Yeah, after all the pinks and purples I've been using, this is going to be quite a change. And Carly is actually the one who inspired me to go with an orangey look. That's a request. I think Carly, I hope I've got your name right. I'm going by memory here. And asked for the orange shadow in the Divine Rose 2. So that's going to be coming up because I like that idea. I like that suggestion. I'm going to make it happen. And if you have some other suggestions for Mothership 5 and Mothership 8, the Divine Rose 2, I still have those in the queue, so I haven't forgotten about you. I will definitely take a look again at those comments and make sure that I address some of the colors that you've been asking for. I have 2 eyes and, you know, time. So that's what is going on with that. That is a very nice start to the point where I want to go a little bit deeper. And the inside here, as I usually do. Okay, that looks pretty good. If I'm going to do anything on the lower lash line, I'll do it later. And I did do a shimmery brow bone pencil from BH Cosmetics. It's the double-ended brow pencil. So I do have something a little shiny just under the brow there. For anything else on my face, you can look at the description box. I write everything down that I used. All right, what am I going to do next? I think I'm going to do a little something on the outer lid. I think, no, I'm going to go a little, I was going to go with this one down here, but that's a little purple again. So I'm going to go to this one right here, which is more of a burgundy rusty brown. Yeah, that seems to be my best option, unless I go black. Yeah, let's go black. What the heck? I'm going to go in here. So I'm going to just take my angled brush and I'm going to put a little bit more of that mustard color on the outer lid so that I have something to blend with the black, so that the black doesn't just overpower everything. Let's put a little bit more on. And since I used this brush already, I'll do the outer lower lash line. Outer lower lid, really. Okay, I'm going to use a smaller crease brush and go into D5, which is that black I just showed you. Now, I have no idea what it's like, so I'm going to just stamp it on and start blending it in. Into the crease. I think that looks okay. Maybe a little bit more. Just a dab. Again into the crease. Okay. Going back into my yellow, and I'm just going to diffuse that a little bit over top. I didn't add any shadow to the brush. I'm just using the brush I used the yellow with and smoothing out those edges. I'm liking this. This is not bad at all. Okay, we talked about keeping the theme here, the Royal We, with orange. So I think I'm going to do this orange here topped off with this sparkly kind of peach color. And then on the outer lid, I think I'm going to dab. See that kind of shimmery yellow? I think I'm going to dab that one on kind of the center toward the outer lid, but kind of fading away the shimmer. And we are going to see if it works. I have no clue. I've never tried these before. So let's go first off on the inner lid. So we're going to use this guy right here. And for the brow bone, there really isn't very much. So I am going to say that what I have on the brow bone is just going to stay as is. So yeah, let's go in with this one. I'm going to use my multitasker brush from, don't know if you can see it, from Smashbox. I really like that brush. And we're going to go in. Ooh, that is bright. I did not think it was neon, but it looks kind of neon. Wow, it's a lot more orange than I thought, almost like tangerine color. Going up into my crease. Make sure I have a good demarcation. I'm going to use this little shadow brush to finish up with that same color on the rest of the inner lid. I really thought it was going to be lighter than this. Wow. Well, that's interesting. Certainly a punch of color. And let's see if it works well with this shimmer. And if it doesn't, if it's too deep still, I can always use a little bit of this white to lighten up the color. We'll see if we have to do a couple of layers and go from there. I'm going to use a little brush to just get started in the corner with that E1, which is that, it looks like a duochrome peachy gold. We'll add it to the top of that base. I'm going to go right in with my finger. Has a fair amount of tackiness, so that's good. I'm going to go back in with that little pencil brush and make sure I go to the same areas in the crease and back in with my finger. Okay. It's all right. It's all right. It's not my favorite, but it's all right. And we talked about going A4, which is this one right here. And I was planning on, no, I think I'm going to go B2, this one. And the reason being, I think I want something a little bit darker on the outer lid to go with my crease. So I'm going to clean off my finger and then go into, what did I say, B2. I might end up doing 3 colors. We'll see. It is, I'm trying it out. I might as well try a few things. Okay, so I'm going to go, I think, I'm actually going to use a shader brush for B2, that shimmery brown, just because I think it's going to be pretty opaque. Don't think I need the finger for that one. What is the color? It's like a coppery brown, so it does go really well with the orange. That's not bad. That works. Now you'll see there's quite a divide between the two, and I think I'm going to use my finger and go into that A4 and use it on the center lid to bridge the gap between the two. So let's see what happens. It looks kind of goldy, so it should do a good job on the center lid. Almost like a reflection between the two. A little something in my hair. I'm not mad at it. I like it. I think it's kind of neat. And who knew that it would come from this palette? I like it. I don't know. It's something neat. Okay, let's take care of the lower lash line because I haven't done very much with it. I did do some yellow on the lower lash line. And I want to get a little bit deeper on the outer lower lash line. So I think I can smoke it out with a little bit of black. So let's just dab just a tiny bit. Just wiped off a little bit of the black so I don't put too much on. And just a little bit deeper. I think that looks okay. Definitely not a look I would normally do, but I don't mind it at all. So I'm going to recreate it on the other side and of course fast forward for you so you don't have to sit through this much time again. And then we'll come back before I finish up the look. Okay, I have most of the eyeshadow done, but for some reason this white is really bugging me and I want to use it. So I'm going to use a fluffy brush to try to see if I can do a decent brow bone highlight with it. We will see. I have no idea, but I thought I would stop and talk to you about it before I went and did it. Let me find a fluffy brush. I think this one will do. And it's white. If I mess up, it's not hard to change it. Just a little bit on the brush, tapping it off. And let's just go and brush it lightly. Yeah, it doesn't look like a very pigmented white. I just wasn't sure what to expect. Tapping off the excess. Okay, yeah, that looks fine. I have no problem with it whatsoever. I just didn't want it to be just a stark white line. I'm pretty happy with this very neutral look with a punch of peach. On the inner lid, I'm good with it. I'm thinking of doing a pretty neutral eye for my mascara and liner. I don't think I want to do anything colorful, so I am going to grab, I think, a brown liner for the lower lash line. I'm going to reapply my Urban Decay Zero on my upper waterline, put on some mascara and anything else that I think is needed, and I will be right back. And this is the final look. I hope you like it. It's very different from what I would normally do. Pretty neutral, wouldn't you say? It's like a smoky, peachy eye. I don't know, never done that before, I don't think. If I have, it's been at least a year and a half. I do not remember doing something like this. But anyway, funny how I think for me this is edgy when I do weird colors on a regular basis, but it's just very different from what I would normally do, and that's a good thing to do. Get out of your comfort zone, whether it's going from no color to color or color to no color or somewhere in between. Anyway, liners. Let's talk liners. So I was debating between the Cap Flash by Linda Halberg, or Halberg, depending on how you say it, and Lise Watier Brown Black, I think it's called. Yeah, Brun Noir. And here they are. And I just decided that the Linda Halberg was just too shiny. So I went with the Lise Watier Brun Noir on this side. And then Zero is what I applied on the upper waterline. Now, you may be wondering, okay, well, where did you put this? I put it on my lower lash line and waterline. And also I really tight lined my upper lash line. So I didn't do a liquid liner wing. I just decided this look was going to look nice with just some sort of a tight line on the upper lid. Happy with that. And then I used two different mascaras. If you tend to watch my looks, you would say, oh, I know what she's going to use. Oh, no. I changed them up. It's time to change my mascaras. So I went back, actually, to the Lancome Definicils, which I had tried during the holidays, last holidays, because this was part of the holiday set in one of the Lancome sets. And I barely used it. I used it for about a week and just put it away because I had too many mascaras open. And so I am back to this one and we'll use it for a few months. And I am back to using the Skinny by Annabelle. And it is a very interesting wand and it's great for the lower lashes. And apparently it's a dupe for a similar MAC mascara. But I really like it for lower lashes because I don't smudge mascara as much when I use this wand compared to basically any other wand for my lower lashes. And I think it does a good job. I never regret using this one. So again, Annabelle Skinny. If you're wondering what is on my lips, I have it right here. It is the Becca Champagne Dream and Bellini. And it's funny because this is what I had on at the beginning of the video and I ended up doing a peach look. This is one that I will wear pretty often. It's very comfortable. It's like a lip gloss lip topper. And I even wore it just 3 or 4 videos ago. I remember wearing it. And I remember wearing it because I noticed it was getting a little stringy. I don't think it is right now, but hopefully it wasn't. And I topped off the whole look with the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. And that's it. I would love to hear what you think of 2 things. First off, what do you think of what I chose to do as a first impressions? Just let me know. Would you do something extra? Would you do something different? I'm just curious. Do you have the Norvina one? And what do you think of the shadows, the color scheme? Just let me know. I would be really curious to know what you think as well if you've been playing with it for a while and if you have eyeshadow recommendations. So let's look at it one more time. This palette that just fell in my lap. I'm pretty happy that I didn't do purples. I really ended up using colors that I don't think I would have used early on. The color scheme I'm using now is actually more something I would have used in my early 20s. And but the whole time, the top half of the palette was speaking to me a whole lot more than the bottom half, probably because most of the purples and pinks are in the upper decks, so to speak. I do like the fact that this is a grid. And part of me likes the fact that the naming convention is a grid because it's so much easier to document my looks. E4 is a lot easier to document than sextraterrestrial, like the Pat McGrath shadow that's the trichrome from Divine Rose 2. Yeah, I don't mind this. It's a nice change from the cutesy short and long names in palettes. It's just different. Why not? And the idea was that this was supposed to be a pro palette, and pros are not really into the marketing of names. They just want the right color to give the right intensity to complete the look they're looking for, right? They don't care about the special names. So I think this is fine. Would I have purchased this palette? No. Out of the whole line, only number 4 I would have considered purchasing, I think. It's not my jam. But who knows, if I do enough looks with it, it may be my jam, right? And so I will have to play with it quite a bit more. The formula is different, as I try to open it again. The formula is different. Oh, and this is just a magnetic closure, by the way. There's no clasp or anything. The mattes are powdery. They always are, but they seem harder pressed in this palette than the 14 or 16 pan palettes. And I think that maybe this is supposed to be a palette that is to be on the go a whole lot more than those long and narrow palettes. I think that might be the thought process in pressing them harder in this particular line. Just my thoughts. Don't know if I'm right or not, but it's always nice to speculate. So let me know what you think of the palette and the look. I do look forward to reading and responding to your comments. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it every single time, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. But for now, as usual, take care.